All right, this seems like we are we are finally live. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You see, technology has a way of failing sometimes. However, I was determined to get this done. I was so determined to get this done. First to get ready. I test. Whew. So I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried, and now we are finally on live and direct. Live. We're finally on. Good night, everybody. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the Caribbean, Guyana and St. Grenadines, Belize, Guyana, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Bahamas. Welcome, one and all. Those of you who are watching and you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to invite you to subscribe at this moment. Ensure that you hit the subscribe button. So ensure, let me know if you're hearing. Good night, good night. Yes, I said Guyana and I said Beans, Grenada, Jamaica. When I said Jamaica, all right, Guyana, yes, Belize, yes. So after tonight's live, which is Sunday night, and Instagram live on Tuesday night, so that persons can actually call in on Instagram and say what was their exam experience, right? And I'd love to hear the various different kinds of accents to talking on Instagram, because some students make fun of my Jamaican accent because they will message me and say, boy, I sound weird as others call words too. Yes, Shanice Pantan, Jamaica is in the house. All right. So we can do like at 4 minutes, then we will begin. Right. Oh, Cayman Islands is here too. Oh, very good. Yes, so at 4 minutes we will begin. Right. So Tuesday night, I want to exam would have ended. So all of my stress and RT could have been completed, but I know that other students still have other exams to complete. Understand that? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it is support for the YouTube channel. I have gotten an overwhelming amount of love and support, and I just want to thank you guys. And special shout out to all the students who follow my other YouTube channel, which is Curry Fences. Boy, that one is struggling, but I still pushing the Curry Fences YouTube channel, because outside of teaching, my Curry Fences channel is where I'm actually, show another part of me outside of the teacher. Right? So thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys so much for the support. All right. So tonight is one last push for Tuesday's exam. All right. I want you guys to also know that a few of the answers are incorrect. However, I try as best as possible, as soon as I'm updated, to post or pin it in the comment section so you guys can know that it is incorrect. There is a problematic question that has been repeated on several papers. I think the question says, what can cause the most damage to beaches? And there's a debate between oil spill and improper garbage disposal, right? Some persons say oil spill, some persons say improper garbage disposal. I'm on the side. Oil spills are very, very damaging. However, oil spills are very infrequent. Once in a while, you hear of an oil spill, but improper garbage disposal is constant and more widespread. So that is my justification for one of the things in social studies is with some of the questions, they are very technical and problematic. So sometimes even us as teachers, we have to consult each other sometimes in a group to actually agree on the answer. So some of the answers are not as easy as students might think, that because, oh, you're a teacher, you should know this. But some of them you have to really think and you have to consult, right? There's another one with the family, sorry, or being an institution. For me, the two definitions for institution is go with the advice of your teacher. All right? Go with the advice of your teacher. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen? There's another problematic question about what's the question again? What causes the most damage to marine life, I think? And there's a debate between dynamite and trawling the seas. Over the years, we have been taught, even when I was in high school, I was taught that dynamite is the use of dynamite is the most damaging, right, in terms of the ecosystem. However, with new information, and it was a student who pointed out this to me, student, by saying that trawling the seas is more destructive than dynamite. Right? Maybe back then when I was taught and some of my colleagues, trawling the seas wasn't probably so popular. I didn't realize that it was so damaging. However, as we go through the 2019 paper sometime in this live, we'll realize that there's another question about the same thing, but I didn't put trawl in the seas there. But if you look on it, dynamite would be the answer. Right, sir? The answer is improper garbage disposal because I Googled it and it said that the Caribbean struggled it. Right. Improper garbage disposal is a major problem in the Caribbean, greater than oil spill, because oil spills are very, very infrequent, right? So for Tuesday's exam, ladies and gentlemen, please be confident. Be confident in yourself. Stop stressing over, oh, you don't know this and you don't know that, right? Be confident and believe in yourself. All when nobody else believes in you, I want you to believe in yourself because I believe in you and I am confident. I am confident that you can pass. It is my wish, it is my hope, it is my prayer that every single one of you would get a grade 1 for social studies. That is my hope, that is my dream, that is my prayer, that is my wish. Right? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, and communication they don't normally come on the paper one. CXC has not sent out any advisory that they were going to put those on the paper. So my advice is don't study those because they don't normally. Don't get me wrong now. I don't know if this will surprise anybody, but that would be unfair because consumer affairs, tourism, and communication, which are the option sections, don't usually come on paper one. So you study from family right up to regional integration. Note this, ladies and gentlemen, for regional integration, ensure that you know the dates. Making body know what the secretariat is responsible for and know the organs of CARICOM. Know what they are. That is extremely important. And know the objectives of CARICOM and CSME. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen, for government, understand the systems of government, right? Know the difference between first past the post and also proportional representation. Know each arm of government and know what they are responsible for. With women working outside the home. Oh, I don't remember that question out of my head. Right? Men are responding to the changing roles of the family. Right. That is, women are working outside of the home. Yes, that's the answer for it. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Know the different types of groups, the different types of institutions, know the different types of families, family functions, family unions. Know them, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that they're doing it is that persons are going out to swap the multiple choice items. So they're not studying any content. They're just swapping multiple choice items CXC is going to put out, except for CXC. Only CXC knows what they are going to put out. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen? So I don't know. As a little teacher, I don't know. Don't only practice the multiple choice items, but study your content as well. Because the surest way to pass the exam is to know your content. Know your content. Know your content. I can't stress this enough. Right? Know your content. So read. Even if you're not doing any deep reading, because it's not a paper two, if you would have noticed going through the past papers, many of the questions are tricky. And the difference between getting a right and wrong answer is knowing your content. The name of my second channel is Curry Fences. Just type in Curry space Fences on YouTube, and you can see it and you can subscribe. That's where I let my hair down, and you can see me being Mr. Suarez outside of school, right? I have a lot of fun videos over there, so you can go over there. Understand? Know the kinship terms. As somebody put in patrilineal is tracing kinship. On this about all of those terms. So know your terms. Know your terms. Because as you can see, a lot of questions are surrounded. A lot of questions surround these terms. And if you don't know them, then you are in problems and you cannot answer the questions. Right? Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, is to ensure that you can read diagrams and tables. Many times, students misinterpret diagrams and tables and get the questions entirely wrong. And if you notice, sometimes they have a diagram or a table that spans two questions. So if you don't read the table properly, that's 2 marks you're losing, And remember, with multiple choice, it's a little bit more difficult, even though some persons think that it is easier. Some persons say, multiple choice is wrong or right. With multiple choice, it's either your question is wrong or right. With paper two, remember that you could scrape through with a half mark or a 1 mark or a 2 mark. Somebody's asking the difference between deficit and surplus. Deficit is a negative, surplus is a positive. So deficit less than, surplus more than. It's that simple, right? Ladies and gentlemen, practice how to read diagrams and graphs, especially when it comes to human resources. If you've noticed, a lot of population pyramids come, right? They will give you some election results or they will give you some population results. Know how to calculate the total number of persons in the country. That's the total population. Know the difference between that and natural increase and net migration. Know that, ladies and gentlemen, basic calculation you must be able to do. Look here, I'm not good at mathematics, and I know that nobody who is doing social studies worse than me in mathematics, right? So know how to calculate. And I don't think you can carry a calculator in the exam. I'm not sure, but I doubt that you can actually carry it in there. Right? I'm not leaving out my private candidates. So all private candidates, right? You didn't do a SBA, so you are considered a private candidate and you are doing paper 3. I went through 3 videos on the channel, went through 3 paper 3s, and I said I wasn't going to do any more video, but I saw a 2019 one, and the format had changed. Like the format for the paper 3, I like proper research. Like when you're in a college and you're conducting a mini research, that's how the paper 3 is structured. So I took the time out and I went through it. So please, ladies and gentlemen, watch that video. Private candidates, ensure you can plot a bar graph. Ensure you can plot a bar graph and you can work out basic percentages. Question 4 and 5 is surrounded working out percentages. Ensure that you can work out that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go through the January paper 1. Let's go through the January paper 1 now. Right, I don't know if we have the time where if persons actually have the paper. I don't have it. I don't know on YouTube live. I probably can't share screen. Share screen. Why may I say screen? Share screen. Or anything like that. All right. So this is the January 2020 paper 1. All right. Question 1 says the term kinship implies A, close friendship, B, blood relationship, C, members of a club, D, members of an ethnic group. Number 2 says the term polyandry is used to describe a situation in which. What does the term polyandry mean, ladies and gentlemen? This is the 2020 January paper 1. 2020 January paper 1. The term polyandry refers to the woman having more than one husband at the same time. That's what polyandry means. All right. Question 3 now says, the family produces children to maintain population levels. To which function of the family does the statement above refer? A, economic, B, emotional, C, procreation, D, socialization. So the family producing children refers to C, procreation. All right. Question 4 says the process by which a child learns acceptable behavior is known as A, cooperation, B, socialization, C, indoctrination, D, personalization. The answer is B, socialization for number 4. Number 5, which of the following would most likely lead to an unstable family? 1, lack of respect among members. 2, one parent involved in extramarital relationships. Or 3, equal employment opportunities for both parents. The answer for number 5 is A, that is 1 and 2 only. Lack of respect among members, and 2, one parent involved in extramarital relationships. That's the answer for number 5. Number 6 now, monogamy is the accepted form of union in the Caribbean, mainly because somebody was debating this question for me, why monogamy was an accepted form of relationship in the Caribbean. Is it A, women have always demanded equal rights, B, there are equal numbers of men and women, C, experiment with other forms of marriages have failed, or D, the region has been influenced by the Christian religion? Answer for number 6 is D. The region has been influenced by the Christian religion. Remember that we were colonized and the Europeans brought Christianity with them. Almost all Caribbean countries have been influenced by the Christian religion. Over time, it might have changed, but the influence was there and still there to some extent. Right? Number 7, during the harvest, the whole family takes part in reaping the crops. This statement refers to the family as an A, economic unit, B, agent of procreation, C, agent of socialization, D, emotional support group. Once they're harvesting the crop, you know that they're going to sell it, right? So it is A, economic unit. Number 8, which of the following is the main reason why more women today are employed in areas previously dominated by men? Is it A, more men are willing to help women with domestic activities? B, more women are now engaged in manual and unskilled labor? C, families are now larger, so women have more help in the home? Or D, women have greater access to educational opportunities and training? The answer for 8 is D. Women have greater access to educational opportunities and training. Remember, back then, women used to stay home and just take care of the kids. So their place was at home and in the kitchen. But now they have more educational opportunities, so they are trained and qualified, so they can go out there and seek employment, even some of the jobs that were dominated by men. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Number 9, which of the following is a likely consequence of drug abuse? A, high self-esteem. B, antisocial behavior. C, strong coping mechanism. D, general improvement in health. Answer is B, antisocial behavior. That one is easy. Number 10, which of the following accounts for the high incidence of street children in the Caribbean? A, parental abandonment. B, selling of illegal drugs. C, stealing to support self. Or D, involvement in prostitution. It says which accounts for. So it's asking you for the major cause of street children or the major contributing factor to so many children living on the street. So the answer for number 10 is A, parental abandonment. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. So number 11, which of the following is the least effect of drug abuse by one or both parents on family life? Is it A, physical abuse of children, B, increased rivalry among siblings, C, emotional tension among family members, or D, insufficient money for children's education? Remember, it's asking you for the least likely effect. So more than likely 3 there are great and 1 is least. So you need to find the one that is least for number 11. And the one that is least likely effect of drug abuse is B, increased rivalry among siblings. Good. Number 12. Which of the following types of households in the Caribbean is most closely associated with ancestors from East India? Which of the following types of households in the Caribbean is most closely associated with ancestors of East India? A, sibling, B, nuclear, C, extended, D, single parent. Most likely associated with India is C, extended. Right? Mostly extended families. Good. Number 13. The custom of parents selecting future husbands and wives for their children is most closely associated with our ancestors from A, India, B, China, C, Africa, D, Europe. Answer is A, India. I can Google that. There's no debate on that. You can Google that. 14. A society is best described as a group of people, A, living in foreign country, B, protesting about its human rights, C, held together by a common culture, or D, working together in the same country. Answer for 14 is C, held together by a common culture. Number 15. A subculture usually refers to a group within a wider culture with its distinct A, lifestyle, B, leisure pursuits, C, political system, D, occupation. Number 16. Which of the following characteristics will ensure the survival of a group? Which of the following characteristics will ensure the survival of a group? Is it A, members behaving selfishly? B, leader controlling members? C, individual asserting independence? Or D, members solving problems together? Which will ensure the survival of a group? That's D, members solving problems together. That's pretty simple. Number 17. Which of the following is an example of an informal gathering? Remember what an informal group is. No clear leader, no rules and regulations. Persons join and leave whenever they want. Right? So, which one of the following is an example of an informal gathering? Is it A, peer group, B, trade union, C, political party, D, class in a school? So, which is an example of an informal group? Answer is A peer group is an informal group. Number 18. Individuals usually feel compelled to obey the rules of the group to which they belong because A, members are easily identified, B, they prefer to remain members of the group, C, groups use sanctions against members who disobey, D, accepting the rules is part of formal human behavior. The answer for number 18 is C. Groups are use sanctions against members who disobey, so they tend to feel compelled to obey because they don't want a sanction to be used against them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you while you're typing in your answer, please put the number first, then the letter of your answer because there seems to be a delay. So put the number of your answer first, then put the letter beside of it so I can know which question you're typing in the answer to because I want, if we disagree, we can discuss it. Understand? Right. So I'm at number 19 now. A democratic leader is one whose leadership style shows that he is A, suggest, direct, and dictate. B, direct, suggest, and motivate. C, lead, command, and dominate. D, motivate, dictate, and dominate. So if a person is democratic, then dominate and dictate should not be used towards that person. All the answers that have been dominate and dictate are out. So the answer for number 19 is B, direct, suggest, and motivate. Those are characteristics of a democratic leader. All right, let me go back to this one. All right, so number 21. Which of the following institutions imparts morals, values, and ideals to citizens? Which of the following institutions imparts morals, values, and ideas to citizens? A, bank, B, school, C, government, D, trade union. Pretty easy. B, school. Number 22. Which of the following is not a function of a religious institution? Is it A, punishing individuals for breaking the law, B, purporting to provide answers for man's existence, C, giving individuals a sense of identity and belonging, or D, encouraging codes of conduct which unite members? Answer for 22 is A, punishing individuals for breaking the law. That is not a function of a religious institution, right? That's the function of a governmental institution. 23. Which of the following factors is not likely to influence the outcome of a general election in a country? A, media coverage. B, turnout of the electorate. C, presence of international observers. Or D, campaign strategies used by political parties. It says which is not a likely factor to influence the outcome of a general election. So right here, you know that there are three likely factors and one that is not. So you need to find the one that is not. The one that is not for number 23 is C, and that is presence of international observers. That doesn't influence the outcome of an election. 24. Which of the following is an important function of a legislative branch of a government that follows the Westminster model? Pay attention to this question, right? It says, which of the following is an important function of the legislative branch of government? So this question is referring to only one arm of the government, right? Only one arm. So you have to know what function the legislature carries out, right? So is it A, ruling the nation entirely by decree, B, making, interpret, and enforcing laws, C, making and interpreting laws but not enforcing them, or D, making laws but not interpreting, or legislature makes laws but they don't interpret or enforce them? The judiciary does that, right? Item 25 refers to the following statement. Mr. Grant is an elected member of parliament. His role in the parliament is that of regulating debates and guiding other members on matters of procedure. Information suggests that Mr. Grant is the A, Prime Minister, B, Speaker of the House, C, Secretary to the Cabinet, D, Leader of Government Business. Answer is B, Speaker of the House. That's his role. 26. Which of the following is characteristic of good governance? Is it A, an autocratic style of leadership, B, inefficiency in the civil service, C, independence of the judiciary, or D, use of public funds for personal gain? So what's the characteristic of good governance? Characteristics of good governance for number 26 is C, independence of the judiciary. Right? Remember that the judiciary is everybody else in the society. Good. So we're moving on to question 27 now. Which of the following institutions is responsible for ensuring that the rights of children in the Caribbean are protected? Is it A, the court, B, the church, C, the school, D, the family? Answer for 27 is A, the court. Some persons might say D, the family, but remember there has to be somebody who protects the children from even their own family. Because sometimes a family might carry out some sort of abuse, right? So there must be a body that oversees all of that. So it is A, the court. Number 28, the document which outlines the framework in which law describes the relationship between the people and the state is called A, budget, B, manifesto, C, referendum, or D, constitution. Answer for 28 is D, constitution. 29. National sovereignty refers to a nation's A, willingness to fight external aggression, B, need to maintain democratic institutions, C, status as independent and self-governing, or D, obligation to support the work of the United Nations. So national sovereignty refers to C, status as independent and self-governing. 30 now says, which of the following persons is the leader of the executive arm in a democratically elected government in most Caribbean countries? A, governor, B, ombudsman, C, prime minister, D, opposition leader, right? So the leader of the executive arm, or what we call the cabinet sometimes, is C, the prime minister. 31 now says, which of the following refers to life expectancy? A, low rate of infant mortality, B, number of live births annually. C, survival rate of children under 5 years old. Or D, average length of life of persons in the population. Answer for 31 is D, average length of life of persons in the population. 32. Which of the following pose the greatest risk to forest resources in the Caribbean? What places the greatest risk to forest resources in the Caribbean? A, human activities. B, natural disasters. C, government is A, human activities, because humans keep on cutting down the trees, right? Sometimes they light fires and cause all kind of bushfires. But 33 says, which of the following terms describes the situation in which a country adequate does not have adequate resources to meet the needs of its people? Once the government don't have adequate resources to meet the needs of its people, there's a terminology for this. Is it A, depopulation? Is it B, overpopulation? Is it C, underpopulation? Or is it D, population density? That's pretty easy. Everybody should get 33. That is B, overpopulation. Lack of resources to meet the needs of people. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have been doing good so far. That's very good. 34. The movement of people from one area to another in the same country is referred to as the movement of people from one area in a country to another area in the same country is referred to as A, emigration, B, or urbanization, C, internal migration, or D, external migration. We don't want this within the same country. That's easy. C, internal migration. 35. Which of the following is income level? B, diverse ethnic origin. C, poor housing conditions. D, unavailability of hospital services. It says which one is not a likely cause of infant mortality rate. So it means that three are likely causes and one is not. So you need to find the one that is not. And the one that is not is diverse ethnic origin. That doesn't contribute to infant mortality rate. That's thinking about whether you're Indian, African, Chinese, Lebanese, right? 36 now says the concept of push and pull are associated with A, the migration of people, B, unemployment patterns, C, environmental pollution, D, the development of resources. Easy again. 36 is A, migration. Push and pull factors refer to migration. All right. So 37. Which of the following is true of marine life in the Caribbean? Is it A, it is a scarce resource? B, it is a renewable resource? C, it has no use as tourist attraction? Or D, it is not important to persons' diet? What is true of marine resources? It means three there. Three there is not true and one is true. So you need to find the one that is true. So the one that is true is B. It is a renewable resource. So is this a scarce resource? No, that's not true. It has no use as a tourist attraction. That's not true. It is not important to person's diet. That's not true. As in life, rich in protein. Right? 38. What is the population density per kilometer square of a country which has a population of 1.2 million and an area of 2,000 kilometers square? So to get the population density, you divide the population by the area, 1,000, for 38, and then the answer that you're going to get is 60. So the answer for number 38 is 60. Understand that? B, 60 for 38. But ladies and gentlemen, 39 now. Which of the following situations is likely to discourage migration? What might prevent people from actually migrating? Is it A, availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin? B, lack of economic opportunity in the country of origin? C, a high standard of living in the country of destination? Or D, relaxed immigration laws in the country of destination? So what might cause people not to migrate and stay in their country is A, availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin. So coming down slowly but surely. All right. So for item 40, it refers to the diagram. The diagram is not on the screen. You're only going to see this diagram if you have the paper. So let's just go through 41 and 42 and I'll tell you what the answers are. So 40 says, based on the pie chart, this country can be described as 40. The country can be described as A, multiracial, because it has African, Chinese, mixed persons, and East Indian. So it's multiracial, right? More than one races are there. Number 41 says citizens living in the country are not likely to experience they are not likely to experience what is for 41 limited cultural diversity because it's a multiracial country. So diversity is going to be widespread. For example, like in Jamaica, right? We are multicultural. And I guess other Caribbean islands too are also multicultural. 42. Which of the following could account for rapid population increase in a country? So what can cause a country's population to increase rapidly? Is it A, high mortality, low fertility, B, low living standards, or D, high immigration, high living standards? Answer for 42 is B, high immigration and high fertility. So a lot of persons coming in to live and a lot of babies being born. So that can increase the population rapidly. 43 now says, which of the following are likely to increase in urban areas as a result of large-scale rural to urban migration? 1, unemployment, 2, demand for urban housing, or 3, price for agricultural land. Answer is 1 and 2 only. But if more persons are going into urban areas to live, we are going to have problems with unemployment there, and there's going to be a greater demand for housing, right? No, it has nothing to follow in conversation. Give me a minute, please. All right, I'm back. So 44 is based on the following conversation. Says, I have all kind of qualifications and cannot find a job. I'm fed up. Time to leave. Time to try leave the country. Kim says, girl, where are you going? Out there ain't no better. Wholesome. Pam says, and how you expect me to get a house, car, clothes, food? I make up my mind. Which of the following factors could have contributed to Pam's desire to want to leave the country? Is it A, boredom, B, unemployment, C, poor infrastructure, D, poor quality education? 44, what has caused Pam's desire to be unemployment? This is a repeated question. I saw it before, but I think there wasn't boredom. I think there was frustration and unemployment wasn't there. But they changed around the answer. But it's unemployment that causes her to want to leave. 45. Which of the following methods of fishing is most damaging? Here we have the fishing question again. Which one is most damaging? Is it A, setting pots, B, line and rod, C, using dynamite, or D, dropping signs? Here in this question, we don't have trawling of the seas. We don't have that. There's only the use of dynamite. So here I would select the use of dynamite. But this is making me think, so if trawling the sea was really and truly the answer, why they leave it off here as being most damaging? However, but when you read up, if you just go on Google and type in the most damaging fishing method, trawling of the seas is going to come up. However, it's not here as an option. So we would go with the use of dynamite. So 45. 46 now says the statistical data provided by a population census help the government of a country to A, determine its political base, B, secure its maritime borders, C, simplify its immigration policy, or D, plan its developmental program. So the information from a population census helps the government to D, plan its developmental programs. 47 says, which of the following consequences result from the mining of natural resources such as gold and bauxite? Look at the resources that are stated here, gold and bauxite, and think about what is done to the environment for these resources to be mined. Is it A, full employment, B, the denuding of forest, or C, retrenching of waterways, D, development of transportation networks? All right. These resources will create some employment, but never full employment. So A is not it. Retrenching of waterways, no. Not necessarily. Or the development of transportation networks? Not necessarily. So the answer is B. The nuding of forest. The nuding of forest, that means to clear the land so that the resource can be mined. Right? So that's an unfortunate consequence. All right, so for 48, there's a table there. You're not seeing the table. However, it says which occupational group had a steady decline in the number of immigrants over the period of 2009 to 2012. The one that had a steady decline is clerical and related workers for 48. Clerical and related workers, because you can see in 2009 it was 743, in 2010 it was 452, in 2011 it's 330, and in 2012 it was 196. So that was the only one that kept on going down and down and down. The others, they go down, but they go up in another year. So 49 says, which of the following are ways by which people have caused soil erosion in the Caribbean? Is it one, mining, two, slash and burn, three, crop rotation, right? Crop rotation affect erosion of soil, but mining and slash and burn does. You know, mine them actually dig up the land, slash and burn, they cut down trees and burn them in order to plant it. You know that the roots of trees hold soil together. So when that is not there, problem. So it's one and two only. So 49 is A. Now we are on to 50. 50 as a population pyramid, and it says which of the following is the most likely reason for the decrease in the population in the 25 to 49 age group? Because before 25 it was broad, as it reached to that category it begins to get smaller and smaller. So the most likely reason for that is it A, war, B, migration, C, birth control, D, unemployment? Most likely cause for that is B, migration, because that is the bulk of the labor force. And if those persons can't get any jobs, then they're going to go elsewhere in order to find jobs. Number 51 now says the number of males too young to be included in the production approximately. So you have to count from ages 10 to 14, go all the way down to 1. And that works out to approximately 2,250. So the answer for 51 is C. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, 50 is B. 50 is B as in boy. B as in boy, not D as in dog. 50 is B as in boy. Right. And 51 is C. 51 is C, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we would have gone through the 2020 paper one. Are there any questions? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, that's Social Studies Wiz. And as soon as we get off this live, go over to my other YouTube channel, that is Corey Fences, and also subscribe. I really appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching the ads while you are watching my videos. And I'm also imploring you to continue to watch them. I know that they might be long at times, but ladies and gentlemen, watch them too. Watch them, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the ads. Thank you very much. All right. Are there any questions before we leave? Where I'm from, Jamaica, I actually live in Portmore and I teach at Pembroke High School in Kingston. That's where I teach. On your Instagram, no, I can't post the paper on my Instagram. No, I can't post the paper on my Instagram. Just leave a comment. That's all I'm saying. Just drop a comment. Just drop a comment. All those are asking me to post the paper. Just drop a comment, man. Just drop a comment and just ease yourself. Just drop a comment and ease yourself. Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. All those of you who are watching, all 297 of you who are watching, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, and run over to my other YouTube channel. That's Corey Fences. More all 298 I don't know. Go over to Corey Fences and subscribe. Go over to Corey Fences and subscribe as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions. Can I get a copy of the paper? Or get the paper? Everyone asking for the paper but no email. That's right. Just drop a comment. Can I explain question 51? Lord Jesus, the thing was on my phone and I came off. Let me see if I can go back to question 51 real quick. Somebody's asking me to explain question 51. Question 51, you add up. Like for example, the age is 10 to 14, that is 700. All right, 5 to 9 is 800. 7 and 7 and 14, that makes 1500. 1 to 4 are 5, that's 2000. And 1 is 2.5. So 250 that. So you add up and you get 2250. So great job. Yes, thank you guys. You are all welcome. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. All of those emails that you are dropping, drop them in the comment section, not the live chat. Drop them in the comment section. But ensure you hit subscribe, Ensure you hit subscribe. All right. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at Social Studies Wiz on Instagram. I'm very responsive over on Instagram. Right? And my Instagram has been blowing up a while ago. I'm going to actually have to take a break before I address your questions and concerns on Instagram and also on the YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I appreciate the love and I hope that everybody gets a great one. Remember, this Tuesday night, we're going live on Instagram. So you have to follow me on Instagram. So when I go live, you'll be notified. And I'm going to take some Cayman Islands, St. Vincent, Jamaica, all over to Carlene and say, how was that? Welcome. You guys, number 24 is D as in dog. That's what number 24 is. All right. Remember to subscribe. Watch the ads, subscribe to the Social Studies Wiz, subscribe to Corey Fences. Thank you guys for watching. I'm about to go. Have a good night. Hopefully, I'll learn now how to actually save this live stream so others can have it to watch. All right. Bye for now. Have a good rest of night, ladies and gentlemen.